Have you ever wanted to sit down with musicians and pick their brains? Ask questions like, how did you get your start? What keeps you motivated to create and play? What do you do outside of music that inspires you, or what advice do you have for aspiring musicians? If you want the answers to those questions from a plethora of musicians and other creatives, listen to the podcast Extra Musical, hosted by me, Stephen Philip Harvey. Every Monday, we sit down with a new musician to ask them these questions in an open-ended conversation, and you'd be surprised where it leads. Extra Musical airs on your preferred podcast provider.
Hi, I'm Daniel Peck, and welcome to Live at the Bop Stop. Chicago-based saxophonist Shawn Maxwell is consistently regarded as one of the boldest and most unique voices in jazz. Whether he's performing material from his 9 solo albums or leading the new Tomorrow Quintet, Shawn's music challenges audiences and takes chances. Shawn's quartet joins us for this performance on tour in support of his latest release, Story at 11. It also didn't hurt because his beloved White Sox were in town. From an August 6, 2023 performance, it's the Shawn Maxwell Quartet, live at the Bop Stop.
Thank you very much. That is Ravage, Eject. Like I said, it's nothing deep behind that tune. It's just that I used to, and I still really like machines that turn into robots. We're going to introduce everybody on the band. I will start with saying we're not all exactly from Chicago. I call myself from Chicago. I'm actually originally from Joliet. And I tell everyone, if you've seen the original Blues Brothers movie in the beginning where he gets out of prison, you walk 5 minutes down the road, that's where my high school was and where I grew up. So it give you a little more insight as to why I am the way I am. There's one other person who's not from Chicago or the area. That's our pianist, which we'll introduce in a second. Our normal guy. Let's just say he's dead to us right now. We don't care about him. We're joking. We wish him nothing but the best. This is being live streamed, isn't it? We really like him a lot. Anyway, it just came up. He couldn't make it for this trip, and luckily we had Mr. Grant Heineman, who is filling in for the night. Let's give him a round of applause. We're going to feature him on this next tune. This next tune is called Squared Circle. It's on the same album as that last one that just came out. It's got a weird time signature, and basically the premise behind it, sometimes a wrestling ring or a boxing ring is called the Squared Circle. And this is about life just kind of kicking the crap out of you and you trying to survive. Very uplifting. You can see if you can figure out what the time signature is. We're going to, words, we're going to feature Mr. Grant Heineman. How about it one more time? A round of applause for him. So I want to introduce the next member of the band. On bass, and from North Aurora, Illinois. Not just Aurora, North Aurora. North Aurora, Illinois. He not only is a bassist, he's a carpenter. He made the bass that he's playing on. If you see our merch display case, he built that as well. He's also now streamlining and building a series of snare drums and all kinds of different things. So you can talk to him after about that. He actually loves that kind of stuff. We won't leave until midnight, but come talk to him about that. How about a round of applause for Mr. Michael Barton on bass? We will feature him on this tune. This next tune is called Year 3. And I wrote this. This is for my wife and I, our third year wedding anniversary. I figured out we've been married 19 years now, and the way I do the math, I'm a dorky White Sox fan. I know we're in the wrong town for me to say that. But I know the White Sox won the World Series in 2005. We got married the year before that, so I subtract a year, 19 years. She hates that I do that, and I love it. in a good way. We have a good relationship, I think. If I'm sleeping on this guy's couch next week, then you can laugh at me. Anyway, she was always giving me this crap about, why don't you write a pretty song? You do all this altered, like, you know, augmented weird stuff. Just write a pretty song. So I was okay. So I wrote the first half like that, and then the second half is more me. So this is for my wife. This is called Year 3.
You're listening to the Shawn Maxwell Quartet, live at the Bop Stop.
I'm pretty certain my marriage is doing okay, but it's all a show. Anyway, that is year 3. That is, I guess it would be just a couple years after the White Sox won the World Series. Any Cleveland Indian fans in here? I'll put $1 in the swear jar. My fault. I'm getting used to it as well. And I have been used to calling it Jacobs Field. Is it Jacobs Field or what is it? Progressive. See, I'm stuck in the 90s and 80s myself. We went to the game today for my first time going to that baseball field. It was actually pretty awesome, and the White Sox actually won. We don't have that happen quite a bit. So they couldn't even win the fight last night. So if any of you watch that. Anyway, I'm going to introduce the 4th person of our band. On drums and high spirits, how about a round of applause for Mr. Nils Higdon. This next tune is called Mr. Strongbow. There's no great story. It's just a buddy of mine who's a little larger, drinks a lot of those Strongbow ciders, and one night I saw him drink like 20 of them in a row, and he was fine. So I'm a little worried about him, but this is to commemorate his liver. This is called Mr. Strongbow. Thank you. That's Mr. Strongbow. This next tune happens to be on the same album, and by the way, I did a little commercial. We have several of our CDs. We have 11 CDs out now. Our most recent one just received a 4-star review in Downbeat magazine a couple months ago. Thank you. I sound like a jerk when I say that. I think that's our third one, 4-star review, and then we have many editors' picks. So pretty much any CD, at least Downbeat says it's good, and they wouldn't lie, right? Anyway. We have CDs, we have vinyl for sale. Our most recent one is the orange-colored Millstream. It comes with a download code, and if you like, we'll even sign those for you. Again, we take cash credit, Venmo, Zelle. One commercial at the end. I'll shut up until then. This next one is on the new vinyl, the Millstream album. This is called Welcome Anxiety. I'm not going to explain it. So no disrespect to anyone in here with anxiety. That's called Welcome Anxiety. That's what I imagine it's like. I'm not exactly sure, but this next tune is a good one for me. I start by saying, besides being a musician, I'm a hobbyist runner. I've run a bunch of half marathons and marathons. on and off, and since the pandemic, I decided to get back into it. Like today, I ran 6 miles before we came here. We were in Akron. We played last night. Got 6 miles in. I'm at 981 miles for the year so far. Thank you. Now, a couple months ago, my fastest marathon time before that was 4 hours and 28 minutes. I took 28 minutes off of it a couple months ago, so I'm right at 4. So I'm making strides. But Michael is the real runner. His fastest marathon is 2 hours and 52 minutes. So he's fast, and he keeps trying to help me, and he's helping, but it takes a long time. I tell you all that because I put a lot of stress on my body and my legs, and I go and I see there's a woman I know named Phyllis. She just turned 70, and she's maybe 80 pounds soaking wet. And she beats the crap out of me. She puts my legs and my whole body back in working position after all these miles. And what I found once, it's torture. You'll hear me screaming like I'm being tortured because this nice older woman is just putting me back into shape. And I found out she uses her elbow and she digs it into my hamstring and my glutes, and it feels like a sword is going through my soul. But after that, I can walk again, and I run, and I'm like, this feels a lot better. Thank you, Phyllis. At the time it's going on, I'm like, you bleep, Phyllis. Anyway, this tune is what it's like to have Phyllis work on your body. This tune is called Elbow of Phyllis. So if you ever end up in the Chicagoland area and you have problems with your back or legs, that's what it's like to visit Phyllis. And you're what's that? Ooh, I don't know what to do with that. I feel better at the end. We'll say that, and I can run. Yes. We'll word it a little different, but I'm on board with you. All right, so this next one it has to do with my daughter. I have a 15-year-old daughter now. She's going to be a sophomore in high school. And all this white in my beard and my side was not here before she became a teenager. I say this, I love my daughter, okay? But she's killing me. I'm right now at that state where sometimes I'm the coolest guy in the world and I'm the dumbest guy in the world. I will tell a quick story, not to do with this song, but when I picked her up from school a handful of years ago when she was like junior high, end of grade school, she was mad at me. I hadn't seen her all day. I didn't do anything. She's mad at me. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, nothing. It's like, you're mad at me? Yes. I'm like, what? What'd you do in school? We worked on computers. Okay, what'd you do? We worked on Google. I'm like, okay. She's like, my teacher told us to Google ourselves, and nothing came up. Then she told us to Google our parents, and all my friends Googled, and nothing came up. And then we Googled you. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, and a million things came up. I'm like, okay. And what'd your friends say? And she goes, oh, they're like, oh my God, is your dad famous? And I'm like, what'd you say? And she's like, I said he's jazz famous. It's not real. It doesn't count. Now, I'm not saying I'm jazz famous, but that's what I'm dealing with at home. So when she was smaller and nicer to me, there was a snowstorm in the Chicago area, and she came out and helped me shovel. And there was a ton of snow, and we were out there forever. And while we did it, she shoveled and made up this song. She said, snow, snow, yes, yes, we are in it. And she did that for like 25 minutes straight. So I took that, and I turned this into this tune that I call Snow, Snow. When I recorded it a few years ago and put it on an album, I handed it to her thinking she'd be like, cool, and she just got bent out of shape because it does not say composed by Ava Maxwell. So I say I stole this from a then probably 8-year-old. My composition, according to BMI, this is my recording called Snow, Snow, and we're going to feature Mr. Michael Barton on this. everyone. We have 2 more left of you. I saw 2 people come in, though, so we're going to have to start all over. So someone get a drink. We're going to go back to the beginning. So my name is Shawn Maxwell. We're going to catch you up. So you have to stay afterwards, okay? We can't do it all right now. Anyway, that one was called Snow, Snow. That is the song I stole from my now 15-year-old daughter. We're going to do 2 more tunes. So I did a tune for my wife, and I did a tune for my daughter. I love them both. This one is from my favorite girl in the house, though. This is from my dog. I have a little dog. She's a 25 sausage kind of. They say she's a dachshund. I don't know what she is, but she's awesome. I didn't want to get her because we had a dog before her years ago that passed, and I loved that dog, and it like destroyed me. And then like a year later, my wife and daughter were like, "We want to get a puppy." It's like, no. And they wore me down. So I finally went and I adopted this dog, and I was like, this is not my dog. And the first day we get it, they go to something and they're gone all night, and I'm stuck at home with this new dog. And it's my dog now. I love that damn thing. Her name is Marvel, and she just follows me around. And when I'm sitting and watching television, I have to have an arm around her, otherwise she's like, "What's wrong?" She's a very cuddly dog, very loving. But during the day, I have a room in my house where I practice and I compose music and just work on stuff. We call it my office. And there's these windows, and she sits there. There's big windows, and she just sits in the sunshine just looking at me like I'm the greatest thing in the world. So this is for my dog, Marvel. This is called Napping in the Sunshine. So I've bared my soul to you people tonight. I talked about my daughter, my wife, my dog. So this next one is the last 4 digits of my social security number. Wait, I shouldn't. No, I'm not going to do that one. You have a lot of homework to do. You're very late. Next time you have to be here an hour earlier. I'm joking. The dude looks like he's going to kick the crap out of me. It's awesome. This is going to be our last tune. We appreciate you coming out. We are from Chicago, and we don't know the Cleveland area that much, so we hope that next time, hopefully we're here, you come and you bring 50 of your closest friends or enemies. I don't care as long as they have heartbeats and money. That sounded worse than I meant it to be, but you know what I mean. How about, let's talk a couple things and we're going to do our last tune. How about on keys, filling in and help us out from Cincinnati, Mr. Grant Heineman. Did I say Cincinnati? So besides driving about 800 miles in the last couple days, I've actually been running too, so I'm a dum-dum. From Cleveland, Mr. Grant Heineman. Brain no good. On bass, Mr. Michael Barton. And on the drums, Mr. Nils Higdon. I am Shawn Maxwell with the Shawn Maxwell Band. We've had a great time playing for you. We hope you enjoy it. Again, we hope that we'll be back here sometime soon, and we'll see you again. You can always check out ShawnMaxwell.com. It's spelled S-H-A-W-N, none of those other ridiculous ways. You can find out when we're going to be anywhere near here, or if you're by Chicago or anywhere else, because we're doing a lot of touring. You can also sign up for our email list. When we're done here, we do have our merch store. We have CDs are $15. Vinyl is $25. We have our fancy, cool-looking vinyl that comes with a download card. So even if you don't have a record player, you can put it on your phone and then just nail that thing to the wall or something. I don't know. We take cash, credit, Venmo, or Zelle. We'd love to send you home with 1 or 2 of those or many. We'll even sign the darn thing for you. So feel free to come up to us. We'll send you home with some. This last tune is going to feature pretty much everyone in the group. This is one of the first tunes I ever composed way back in the day. This is called Dangerous Curve. Grant Heineman, Michael Barton, Nils Higdon. I'm Shawn Maxwell of the Shawn Maxwell Band. Thank you very much. That's it for us for this evening. Please feel free to come up, buy an album or something. We'll sign it for you. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Live at the Bop Stop is made possible by the Music Settlement, serving Northeast Ohio by offering music instruction, music therapy, and early childhood education since 1912. The Music Settlement's mission is to welcome all to our music and arts community to learn, create, inspire, and heal. This program is recorded at the Robert Conrad Studios at the Bop Stop in Cleveland, Ohio. Additional production at the Bop Stop is provided by Graham Rosen. Technical editing for the program is provided by Dr. Pete Negley, Sean Gilbert, and Darren Thompson through Gilazar Media. The executive producer and writer is Daniel Peck, with additional consulting production on behalf of the Music Settlement by Brian Kennard. For extended versions of all of our shows, our Live at the Bop Stop podcast can be found on your favorite podcast app or visit our website at www.themusicsettlement.org and click on the Live at the Bop Stop radio show link. To reach out directly, email liveatthebopstop@gmail.com. I'm Daniel Peck. Join me again next time, Live at the Bop Stop.